I was on not a live stream. I wasn't on the panel, but I was looking at the live stream, and the topic was Jussie Smollett and the most recent things that have come out about him. And I swear to God, it seems like he has been the topic of discussion every single day for the last week and a half. And I have a feeling that he's going to be the topic of discussion probably for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be a while before this blows over, especially since Empire, the second half of his season, is about to come back on. But anyway, you already know that whenever something like this happens with an individual, especially if you are black, no matter how you try to identify yourself, they're always going to find a way to dig to find some extra stuff there. So when I was in the chat of the live stream, someone had wrote me in a post, and they had wrote in a post and said, so and so, did you hear that a few years ago Jussie Smollett actually filed a false report years ago? And I'm like, well, they didn't say years ago. They said something else, and I'm thinking it was pertaining to the letter that he said was sent to him, which also was very suspicious. That letter didn't have a return address. It's like, how do you send something like that and you don't have anyone to send it back to if it wasn't supposed to come to you? But anyway, they said no, it had nothing to do with the letter. It had something to do with a false police report he filed back in 2007. I'm like, excuse me? So it led me to this article on the Associated Press, where back in 2007 in California, he didn't file a false police report, but he gave false information. So basically what happened was he was driving under the influence. Basically, he had alcohol in his system. And what happened was he ended up giving the police another name. He ended up giving the police his brother's name. So it's like, oh my God, like what is going on? So first we learned that with the two Nigerian brothers in that situation, but then you gave them your brother's name. So now you're going to throw your own blood under the bus for what you did. Okay. Moving forward from that. So not only did he give them that that false narrative, but he also signed off on it as well. So basically he forged a signature of someone that was either his brother's name or somebody that doesn't even exist. Basically he signed off on a name, and on whatever he signed off on, it didn't say Jussie Smollett on the dotted line. So they found out about it and they hit him with some misdemeanor charges, and then he had to take like an alcohol awareness program, and like for the next year, and then it just kind of went away. All I'm saying is this. Remember when I kept saying he's operating like a sociopath? Here's more evidence of that. Now, let me tell you, I did not go looking for this article. This was brought to my attention in a chat on a live stream. All I did was ask was like, what was it about? And it led me to this. By the time this video goes up, some of y'all will probably already know about it, if I don't put it up sooner than later. But now what they're going to do is they're going to say he has a history of lying, of being a habitual liar, with the most recent one being the biggest lie he's ever told, because that one put the community at risk. Like, he really put us at risk. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, white people do this, and we know white people are known to lie. We know that. And I've called them out on it plenty of times. But this right here really, really, really affects us. It's bad enough, remember the whole Tawana Brawley thing. Now, at the time I wasn't born yet, or I may have been just born when that happened. I can't remember exactly what the year was, but it was in the late 80s. So I probably wasn't even born yet. And I heard about how that affected, the community at the time. You feel like you've moved past that. But this right here, this like takes the cake. Like, to orchestrate this entire thing. And then, a whole bunch of other stuff came out. Like, they even got surveillance footage of the two brothers in the store buying the manga hats and the mask. I think they probably went to another store to get the rope. It's just a lot of stuff that has gone on now. I already know he's been hit with felony charges, and I know he's, been indicted, and they want to take it to a grand jury. It's not looking too good for Jussie right now. Whatever they reduced for him in a role for Empire, they probably, at this point, they might as well just trash his character and just write him out of the show. They're, like, at this point, that his role on Empire, his days on Empire are pretty much done. He can pretty much chop it up, and not only is his days on Empire done, but his career is pretty much over as well. I still would like to know why he did what he did, because I always like to know what the motive of this is. And now, learning about what I just told you, I would like to know what his mindset is like, because apparently he's not all the way right up in the head. I almost want to question, is he on any kind of medication? Because a person who's in their right frame of mind doesn't do stuff like this at all. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.